Have you heard of the 12 steps? Have you heard of the book It Works, How and Why, the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions of Narcotics Anonymous? Or how about the Narcotics Anonymous Step Working Guide? Any other step working programs? Well, if not, or if so, I want to give you some information that can definitely help you, whether you're an addict or not. So my name is Bernadette, and I have 5 years clean from all kinds of mind-altering substances. And I want to show you a picture. This is me before I got clean. Recovery definitely looks good on me. At least better than that, right? But the 12 steps help me clean out the inside and become a beautiful person on the inside. And that's why I want to share this with all of you. So I know quite a few people who have worked the 12 steps. And yeah, most of them are drug users or former drug users, and now they're clinicians and comedians and paralegals. Some of them, though, have never had a drug problem or an alcohol problem, and they just look for that self-awareness and self-discovery that comes through the 12 steps. I have worked the 12 steps all the way through one time, and now I'm working it on relationships. And when I say work the 12 steps, I mean you do a lot of writing and you answer questions, and when you finish each step, you go over it with somebody you trust. If you were in recovery, that would be your sponsor. But it could just be someone who you trust and that would understand. The 12 steps are beneficial and should be applied for anyone struggling with anything in their life, because it helps with identifying patterns and behaviors, working through traumatic events and life experiences, and it also helps us help others that are going through the same thing. To get started, I want to let you guys know that the 12 steps did originate in 1939. Two gentlemen got together, one of which was a doctor, and they created the program Alcoholics Anonymous. And many other recovery programs have adopted those 12 steps ever since. Few studies have been done because of the highly level of anonymity due to the programs, but what I can tell you is I've been at conferences and conventions with over 10,000 recovering addicts, and that's at one place at one time. This program has been practiced for more than 80 plus years and is in use all over the country and the world. So we can only imagine the numbers of people impacted by the 12 steps. So I'm going to start out with a brief overview of the 12 steps and the principles that lie behind them. So we're going to start out with step 1. We admitted we were powerless over our addiction and that our lives had become unmanageable. And I want to show you that I left this area blank where it would say addiction, because you could fill that in with anything. We admitted we were powerless over our shopping. We admitted we were powerless over our overeating. Right now we admitted we were powerless over our relationships. I mean, it could really be interchangeable. Number 2, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Number 3, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Number 4, we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Number 5, we admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. Number 6, we were entirely ready to have God remove our defects of character. Number 7, we humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. Number 8, we made a list of all persons we had harmed and been willing to make amends to them all. Number 9, we made direct amends wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Number 10, we continued to take a personal inventory, and when we were wrong, we promptly admitted it. Number 11, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Number 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry the message to addicts or others and practice these principles in all our affairs. So I know it sounds like a big order, but we take it step by step and piece by piece. And I would like to go over some of the principles, but I want you to keep this in mind. It's really up to your own interpretation. There's many spiritual principles that can be connected with each step. I just really named one for you. Number 1, honesty. Number 2, hope. Number 3, faith. Number 4, courage. Number 5, trust. Number 6, willingness. Number 7, humility. Number 8, responsibility. Number 9, forgiveness. Number 10, acceptance or accountability. Number 11, spirituality. And number 12, service. So there's really 3 spiritual principles that are more important than any others, and that's honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. With these, you can go ahead and start these steps and give it an honest effort and see the benefits. So I want to move on now to some of the common focuses of the 12 steps. And one of them is really just using something outside of yourself to make yourself feel different. So, examples of areas that steps could be applied. I have a visual aid for that. So, some of the examples I came up with and I've seen and read about were codependency, overeating, relationships, gambling, gaming, internet use, shopping, sex, love, emotions, money, control issues, parenting, perception, trauma, obsession, social media use, self-discovery. If you can come up with some, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear about them. So the 12 steps are a journey. And now that we've covered the steps and the principles, I want to talk about some of the benefits. Because in our writing, we grow, but not only in our writing. We are human beings and we're imperfect. So this program helps us with awareness of that. We take accountability and responsibility and we don't blame others, and we try to right our wrongs immediately. Matter of fact, according to Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation, this practice, although difficult, can benefit everyone because it strengthens humility, diminishes anger and resentment, and improves relationships. So, some of the different benefits, it really encourages spirituality. It's not a religious-based program. It's not like a cult. It just encourages people to find that higher power. And for some people, it's just a group of people that's more powerful than themselves. But for other people, they adopt their cultural beliefs or whatever the preference is for them. As long as we believe in something, a greater good. And it strengthens that spirituality. It teaches us how to meditate and pray and to trust the process. Also reminds us that it's progress, not perfection. And we try to use these spiritual principles in all our affairs. But yes, we do fall short. This program also helps you identify patterns of behavior. Things that we wouldn't normally be aware of that we do. It helps us work through these traumatic events or just regular life circumstances that happen. And it really helps us help others. There's so much healing putting a pen to paper. I really want to encourage you guys to try it. It's definitely a magical adventure. So I do want to say that according to the New York Times bestseller, Melody Beatty in her book, Codependent's Guide to the 12 Steps. The kind of self-care that accompanies recovery and the 12 steps is gentler, more loving, more freeing, and more focused on tending to our own responsibilities, which is the truth. I've lived the proof of that. So, to summarize everything that we've gone over today, the 12 steps of any program in it are Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. The 12 steps can benefit you and me, whether you struggle with addiction or not. They really can help us work on ourselves and become more confident, stronger individuals and more spiritually sound. We learn about the spiritual principles and we strengthen those. We apply them to different areas. So I'm asking all of you to give it a try. Let me know how it works for you. Any area in your life that you might want to work on or improve, or maybe you're just at a point in your life where you want more, this can completely help. If you do the work and you do the writing and you really find those inner strengths and then also those character defects and those things that we can't control, and we find a way to get through them and to be better and stronger people. And so I definitely agree that this is beneficial for anyone. And I'm really calling you guys to action, to get involved and to try it. The 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous or any program equal growth. We work on them on a continuous basis all our lives, and we change subjects and topics and work on different things. But I know that they can help all of us in a holistic type of view. So I encourage you again. Get beautiful from the inside out. Thanks for watching.